Wait, hold on. Is it recording?
Yes, you're good.
All right, in 3, 2. All right, we are back cage side with the one and only natural-born killer, Carlos Condit, UFC Glendale, national TV on Fox. Of course, our big broadcast today at McFadden's in Glendale, outside the arena for 6 hours on the air, and it's always great for me to talk to you, Carlos, man. I met you once at a Jared Allen event, for the troops, and we were all face first going down a giant water slide with all the rocks in it and sticks, and everybody was getting all cut up and all that. And it was a lot of fun, but I look back and it was a few years ago, and here you are still going, man. You turned pro at 18 years old, training with Greg Jackson since you were 15, almost 20 years in the game, man. And here you are right here, co-main event again on Fox in Arizona. How's it feel to just know that you've had an amazing career, and here you are, still at the top and headlining and co-main events on cards all over the world?
I'm just excited. I'm excited to be able to continue to do what I love and, go out there and entertain. And, I'm happy to be back in Phoenix. This is kind of a second home for me. And, I'm feeling it this week.
So tell me, you trained here for a while, right? Was it at ACS that you trained for a while with the Lallies?
Mm-hmm. It was, yep.
How long ago was that?
2008 and 9. Yeah.
There's some sparring wars over there at ACS over the years, right?
We used to put it in, absolutely. And that was when I was, young and dumb and, had to spar like that every day. All right, I got to spar like that every day, I guess.
I guess you get older and a little bit wiser, and at 33, you're still young, but in the fight game, having done it for so long, turning pro at 18, you're a vet now. You stepped away for a while. Carlos Condit here, cage side, and looking at your career, 5 times fight of the night in the UFC, 2-time knockout of the night, former WEC champ with fights of the night there, and highlight reel knockouts all over your resume. And the biggest names in the world are the guys that you fought. I know you're going to look back on this one day and say, hey, my career was pretty amazing, but you're still looking to prove how much you have left in the tank. The last few fights haven't been the best for you. They haven't gone your way. You stepped away for a while, came back. Can you just kind of take us through that progression? Your comeback fight against Magny, which went pretty well, but I know you thought you could have done better, and what you're hoping to continue with moving forward.
Looking back doesn't do anything for me. It's awesome. I've had a great career, like you said. I've got to compete all over the world and fight dudes that I admired, and it's been a cool ride. But looking forward, I want to continue to put on great performances. I want this to be the best performance of my career. That's my goal right now, to go out there and still continue to raise the bar on my performances.
How did you feel about your comeback fight as it was, that comeback fight against Neil Magny, and what did you take from it moving forward, and then what did you feel like you had to do to get ready for another fight like this?
Honestly, that fight was kind of a bummer. I don't feel like I was myself. I don't feel like I performed to the best of my ability. I've tweaked some things in my preparation, my game plan, and just kind of my overall approach, and I'm very confident that I'm going to just go out there and be myself. And when I'm fighting to the best of my ability, I put on good fights.
Absolutely. Carlos Condit here, cage side, and it doesn't usually matter who your opponent is. You find a way to put on a great fight and usually get the W in your career. But late in the game, obviously your opponent changed. Mm-hmm. Brown hurt himself. Oliveira steps in. You had a little bit of time. What types of adjustments did you make, and how did that affect your preparations for this one?
On the surface, their styles are different. I think Oliveira is more explosive. He's probably quicker. He doesn't have as good of endurance. Stylistically and tactically, we've made a few adjustments, but overall, the whole game plan, nothing changes. I do me. I go out there. I bring violence and brutality and push him until he breaks.
Kicks, knees, punches. You're a great striker. So much more to your game, though. But obviously, being at Jackson Wink, you're a well-rounded fighter. You guys have some wars in there, some great fighters you train with. Who has been helping you the most getting ready for this fight? Who's been some of your steady training partners that you were, sparring with, training with to get ready for this one?
One of the dudes that I sparred with quite a bit was CR Bahadur. Sorry, buddy. I don't know. I can't say your last name. But CR, and he's got an upcoming fight in about a week, and we've been training together quite a bit.
There's a lot to be said for the gym that you train at. You know, obviously, I'm the play-by-play announcer for the Elite Amateur Fight League, and Jackson Wink won the national championship this past year. You probably saw the trophy that just brought it down to him. Just the way that you guys conduct yourselves, all about business everywhere you go, whether you're Carlos Condit, whether you're Holly Holm, whether you're one of the other fighters coming up as an amateur, there's just a culture and a way that you guys have about yourselves. Can you just talk about your gym and about what it's meant to you to be there for 18 years with Greg Jackson?
You know, having found MMA and having found the fight scene in Albuquerque has been probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Greg Jackson, Tom Vaughn, Chris Luttrell, the guys that were really the pioneers of MMA in Albuquerque are their legacy lives on, and and it's seen in these up and coming fighters, and it will continue to be. We have a whole new generation of guys that are going to be the next, John Jones, Holly Holm, Carlos Condit.
The natural born killer, Carlos Condit, one of the best nicknames in MMA. Such a good dude outside of the cage. You would never live up to that nickname, at least from what I can see and what I could tell. But in the cage, you're a whole different dude. How does that happen? What flips in here? I love to always kind of get inside guys' minds and find out what changes once that door closes inside of you.
I just I go into game mode. Put on the game face, and I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior, and there's I think, as with anybody, there's different sides to everybody. I'm also a dad, and I change diapers and freaking make breakfast and hold kids most of the time, and then I train and I do a bunch of other stuff. But when it's game time, when there's a dude across the cage that's going to try to hurt me, and it's time for me to do my thing and go hurt him first.
Carlos Condit here with me, Grease Cage Side, and I want to say this against Oliveira. We know it's a tough fight for you. It's a good fight. You mentioned the word legacy a couple answers ago, but not about yourself. What do you want your legacy to be, and which chapters still need to be written for you to complete that as a fighter?
I want my legacy to be as somebody who brought creativity and intensity to the cage. Always fought my heart out, and I just need to continue to do that. I just need to continue to up the stakes. I'm learning. I'm improving as a fighter, and that's one of the things that made me come back. I was like, you know what? I'm continuing to improve. I'm not done yet. I'm still on an upward trajectory. So I just need to get out there and show that in the cage.
How much of this for you is just about still competing and loving to compete, and how much of this for you is to take that interim that you once have in your career on your resume and take that to the top and get that belt before you're done?
You know what? That's not even in my. It's not even like in my focus right now. I'm focused on. I'm focused on putting on good performances and just fighting to the best of my ability, and really kind of not worrying too much about outcomes. Just train hard, get in there, perform, and whatever is going to happen is going to happen.
Carlos Condit, the natural born killer. So many fans out there worldwide. What a blessed career you've had. I want to thank you for being with us here on Cage Side Seat. But before you go, it's all yours, man. Whatever you want to say to all the people watching out there, they want to hear from you.
All right. Well, first and foremost, I appreciate all the support. I'm excited to be fighting out here in Phoenix, my kind of a home away from home. I dig coming out here to perform for you guys, and I'm really excited to and expect to put on a hell of a fight and a hell of a performance.
He always has, ladies and gentlemen, the natural born killer, Carlos Condit. Appreciate you, man. Always good seeing you. And go get it on Saturday night in that co-main event against Oliveira.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, Carlos Condit here, Cage Side. There we go. Thank you, sir. Good seeing you again.